Hey, Christina, this is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks so much for coming out to the Gone meeting last week. We loved presenting out there, and thanks for leaving your business card so that we could shoot you this video. So the purpose of this video is really to show you how your business is kind of stacking up against your competition online, and to give you some steps or some insight into things you can do to improve things. So, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking for three things: content, backlinks, and citations. So, those are the things I'm going to be talking about in the course of this video. So, the first thing I want to talk about is content. So, content just refers to the words and images on your site. Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum, on the page to give it a good idea of what you do and where you are. Now, the exact amount can depend on the competition and the number of keywords that you would like to use to make sure that you can tell people who you are and what you do. So, a keyword is really anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So, let's look at what a typical Google search might look like. So I actually went to Google, typed in acupressure, Gainesville, Florida, and you are at the top of the map pack. So that is awesome. So this map pack here is being used more and more by consumers. It's really easy to navigate. It gives a lot of information kind of just right off the bat. And so actually by being in the top three of this map pack, you'll see about a 30% increase in traffic over your organic results. Now, let's below that is actually what we call the organic results. Now, to get into the map pack, which you're already there, but just so you know, the way to stay in that top three is you obviously have to have a Google Map listing. That's what drives the map. The other thing is you got to get it filled out as completely as possible. And the third factor is really having your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. So everything from Yelp and Yellow Pages, even Facebook can count. Basically, the more times you have that appearing in these directories, the more power it gives your profile, because every place you do that is considered a citation. The idea being that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger that online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So below, like I was saying, below the map pack is what we call the organic results. Now, ideally, you want to be in the top three here as well. By being in the top three of both, the people that are in the top three of both will really see anywhere from 75 to 90% of the traffic. Now, I don't really count directories. If a directory shows up first, I'm not really going to count that. So if we look at, that's a directory and Thumbtack is a directory. So you are actually the #1 result for acupressure. But you know, I was looking at your website, and which, by the way, I've got it pulled up here. It looks great. I like the picture of you. People like to see you front and center. Um, but the thing that struck me is that I really feel like what you do, yes, you do acupuncture, but you do much more than that. So I was trying to figure out if acupressure was really truly the Google search for you, or if it might be something more like holistic coaching in Gainesville. And so if I did also do a quick search for that, I found Tia Ma is a holistic resilience coach. She is actually on the organic results, but it's a Facebook page, so it's not quite a website. And then below that was Gainesville Family Wellness. So in trying to figure out who to compare you to, I actually chose those two. So here's Tia Ma, and here is Gainesville Family Wellness. Now, going back to content for a second. So I was looking at your website. You've actually got a good bit of content on this homepage, which is awesome. I did plug it into a word counter and found that you're sitting at about 973 words. So you've got a little room to grow to kind of hit that minimum threshold, but I'm sure that's why you are ranking so high. You've got a lot of keywords in there too, but they're not really showing up. So let me show you one of the things I do when I'm looking at a website is I analyze it using a tool called RFs. And so when I plug you in, let's look at the entire domain. When I plug you in, I see that you're actually not getting any traffic at all. So no one's finding you for just what you do. Let's take a look at what the keywords are that are driving that traffic. You do show up for three, ancient therapy being one. Now, ancient therapy that term is being searched 80 times per month. But you're in position 28, which puts you at the bottom of the third page because there's 10 results per Google result page. So because you're on the bottom of the third page, you're not getting any traffic from that. AFT treatment is another keyword that you're ranking for, but there's only 30 searches for that, and you're in position 70. So again, no traffic from that and the AFT logo. So those are the only things that that Google really knows to send people, to send you. And so there's definitely some room for growth there. If we look at your competitors, we can look at TMA. Now, again, that's a Facebook page, so I'm not really necessarily looking so much at stats for her, but there is her name, so there's that. But on the Gainesville Family Wellness, they are getting about 5 unique visitors per month, but that's being driven from 56 keywords. So let's look at what they are. So some of that's pediatrician, right? So which is different than you, but here's acupuncture. I'm not sure that they do acupuncture, but maybe acupressure is so similar that that could be utilized, that kind of keyword could be utilized on your site. But that particular term is being searched 200 times per month. Well, they're not getting any traffic for it because they're sitting in page or position 22, which puts them at the top of the third page. But that is something that they could definitely work on improving. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is actually what we call backlinks. So all a backlink is a clickable link coming via hyperlink text or a link from another website back to yours. These links act like an endorsement from these other businesses, from other websites that Google uses again to build trust in your business by seeing basically all these other businesses vouch for you. It's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most kind of wins. However, they are not all created equal. So those that are relevant to your to what you do. So maybe a pediatrician, maybe another massage therapist. Those would be similar and would be right in line with what you do. But say an owner, a pizza shop would not necessarily, Google can't make that connection. So that wouldn't be relevant. So relevancy is definitely critical, as are the power of that originating link. And local links also work best. So I can actually tell some information about your backlink profile from this same tool. I use these two scores right here to compare websites regardless of the number of links, everything, because it also takes a weighted approach. So it's kind of gauging the strength of that backlink profile. And these are on scales from 0 to 100. So right now, this DR rating, which is how strong are the links coming into you, that's sitting at about a 0.8. And how much do I trust the link that's coming into you? That's at a 3.4 out of 100. Ideally, you want to be just as strong as you are powerful, so the ratio between these two should really be as close to 1 as possible. And that's not really that far off, so that's pretty good. For Tia, so she's going to have a lot of strength because it's a Facebook. It's a Facebook page, so obviously the link with Facebook is going to be very strong. But let's take a look at the Gainesville Family Wellness. So for them, they're not really showing up on the strength of that backlink profile, but they are showing at a 0.2. So they've got room to grow as well. Anyway, when all of these things come together, so your content, backlinks, and citations, that is when you begin ranking higher and higher, and more customers find you. So the biggest thing I see for you is to really expand upon what it is you want to be found for. Yes, I understand the acupressure, and I did find you for that when I searched. You're the top rank, but maybe there's other things in there related to the holistic coaching, etc., that you want to make sure people can find you for. Because if someone is looking for acupressure, yes, they'll find you. But what if they need that support through all of your modalities and they're not finding you because they don't know that word? So just something to consider. But I hope you found this information helpful. Would love to hear some feedback on it. If you do find yourself wanting to learn more, feel free to reach out. We can talk about what your goals are, and I can do some research to find out exactly what might be realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. Again, my name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to your feedback.